Hi, and welcome to another AppleChamp tutorial. In today's tutorial, we're going to be covering the Time Machine application. We'll go over why we need backups, and then I'll explain how to do the setup, and then lastly I'll show how to restore files. Backups are such a vital part of life these days. We have pretty much all our vital and personal information stored in digital forms, on our computers, on our phones. Many people don't even keep hard copies anymore. And if you're one of the unfortunate people to have experienced hard drive failure or hard drive crash, you know how heart-wrenching it is when you lose all of that information and you have to start over again. So if you don't have backups, you're just asking for trouble, because it's not a case of if your hard drive fails, but usually a case of when. It's just a matter of time. The more you use your hard drive with wear and tear, that the hard drive's bound to fail. And so it's really important that we have daily backups of our work, so that when that time comes, it's only a matter of replacing the hard drive and restoring the files, and you can continue working without losing anything very important. And that's exactly what Time Machine does. Time Machine is a built-in app in Mac OS X that allows you to back up all your files on your Mac seamlessly without having to worry about it. To access Time Machine, we can just go to System Preferences, and at the bottom under System, we have Time Machine available to us. So we'll just click on that, and it's very straightforward to set up. Basically, we have the option to switch on or off. So if it's off, your computer will not be backed up. If it's on, Time Machine will back up your computer. And as it says here, Time Machine keeps hourly backups for the past 24 hours. It keeps daily backups for the past month. And it keeps weekly backups for all previous months. And the oldest backups will be deleted when your disk becomes full. So Time Machine will just keep backups for as long as it takes. And when your external hard drive that you're backing up to starts to become full, it'll start deleting your oldest backups to make space for the newer ones. As you can see in my case, I have 600 gigs available of 1 terabyte. So I still have a long way to go before I run out of space. So it's just going to keep adding more and more backups. And Time Machine doesn't back up your whole computer every hour. It only backs up the changes. So your files are never copied more than once onto your external hard drive. So it's a very intelligent way of backing up your computer. So we can select the disk that we want to use for the backup. We can select any USB disks that we have plugged into our Mac, or we can set up a time capsule if we have a time capsule on our network. And then under options, we have the option to exclude items from the backup. By default, Time Machine backs up everything on your Mac. But if there are some folders that you only use temporarily, perhaps you work with certain files that you don't need backed up and that take a lot of space and you don't want Time Machine backing that up consistently, you can add that folder to this list by just clicking on the plus and then browsing to the folder in your Mac. And then whatever folders are listed there will no longer be backed up by Time Machine. So in my case, I exclude my music folder from Time Machine because I've purchased all my music on iTunes. And with iTunes now in the cloud, if my hard drive fails, I can just re-download the music files from iTunes. So I don't need to back it up myself. So there are folders that you can exclude from your backup if you need. So I'll just click cancel. And that's pretty much it. That's your setup for Time Machine. Then there's an option to show Time Machine in your menu bar. And I recommend that you keep that on because it can come in handy. So I'm just going to close my system preferences. Now Time Machine not only backs up against hard drive failure, but it also backs up just against small mishaps. Perhaps you're working with a file and you don't realize it, but you delete it. And then only a couple days later you realize you deleted this file and you've already emptied your trash. Well, Time Machine's a really easy, convenient way of getting those files back. So to access Time Machine, we just go to the menu bar and select the Time Machine icon, And we basically just have three options available to us. We have the option to back up now. So if you don't want to wait till Time Machine starts backing up automatically and you want to back up immediately, you can just say backup now. Or you can enter Time Machine, which is the option you'll use when you want to restore files. Or you can open Time Machine preferences. So I'm going to say enter Time Machine. And you see now, Time Machine becomes available to me full screen. It's this little space age look. And I can navigate all my backups on the timeline on the right. So I can go as far back as I want, as I have been backing up for, and I can view my files on those days. So I'm going to cancel. And let's say I want to look for a file. I want to look for a file within my documents folder. Currently my documents folder is empty. Now that I have my documents folder open, I can go to Time Machine, enter Time Machine. And now I can view my documents folder in Time Machine. You can still browse through your Finder window in Time Machine, so I can browse to downloads, I can browse to desktop. It just takes a while because it accesses it on the external hard drive. So I'll go to downloads, and as you can see at the moment I have Skype in my downloads folder, but as I go back I can see I had another file called about downloads in my downloads folder. So if I want to restore that file, I simply select it and I click restore, and Time Machine automatically copies it to my downloads folder today on my computer, on my hard drive, and now it's available to me to use. So I'm just going to delete that again. And Time Machine, as I said, it backs up everything on your computer. So it not only just backs up files, but it backs up settings, applications, everything. So let's say I was working with mail. I can open mail, and perhaps I deleted an email that I didn't intend on deleting. I can just, with mail open, I can go to Time Machine, enter Time Machine, and now I can view mail, all my backups of all my emails. So I can go to my Gmail inbox and I can just browse, and in this case I haven't had anything because I haven't had any mail set up on this account. I can go to drafts and I can browse. So this comes in really handy, and again you can simply restore. You can restore anything. You can restore an entire mailbox by clicking restore, or you can just restore a certain email by selecting the email and then clicking restore. In this case, restore is grayed out because this is my mailbox as it is today. So as you can see, Time Machine is just a great little utility that you can use to back up your Mac to a second hard drive, and you can sit back and work with peace of mind knowing that you're protected against hard drive failure. And on that note, we'll end here. That's all for this Apple Champ tutorial. See you next time.